Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today we have a juicy video because you have to realize that what we're being spoon-fed in crypto is not at all what's actually going on in the background. To be honest with you, the majority of the biggest companies in the world are at some way, shape, or form already invested into crypto. I can guarantee that the majority of companies are all looking into it, even the ones that you think are not interested at all. But let's take a look, I guess. Crypto market really hasn't changed too much since our last update. We're minus 1.6% over on the daily, Bitcoin down 2%, Ethereum down 2%, but I'm assuming that that's because the stock market is moving in a similar fashion, just down, and that usually leads to Bitcoin and such going down as well. I'm still doing my $10,000 giveaway, which I still recommend you guys to go ahead and check out. A link will be down below in the description. And honestly, all you have to do is just press the link and go through any one of these ways to enter. And as I've also said it before, it's pretty safe. I've used it for a couple of months. I'm paying like $50 or so a month to actually run this. And fun fact, I've ran it for I think half a year because I kept delaying my giveaway. But I digress. Let's quickly discuss the most important topic at hand. This right here. CZ from Binance said over on his Twitter. And by the way, little flex. He follows me. All right. Felt good to say that. They are silently in crypto already. Now, I've shown this to you guys on multiple different occasions throughout the last couple of months. But it's critical that CZ actually shared it right here because the message now gets portrayed to a ton more people. Most likely, just gauging from the fact that it got 24,000 likes. It most likely got millions upon millions, maybe 10 million impressions on just one post, showcasing all the people. Alphabet behind Google, BlackRock, the biggest asset managers in the world, Morgan Stanley, BNY Mellon, Wells Fargo, the big banks or Commonwealth Bank, PayPal, the payment providers in that sense, or even technology behemoths like Samsung or Tencent or LG. They're all into crypto already. And you might try to deny it or say, oh no, they're not. Oh, they said to me, don't invest in crypto or be fearful. If you only knew how many times Bank of America has changed their minds on this stuff, or how many times Goldman Sachs says contradictory stuff, it's all not relevant. Don't look at what they're saying, look at what they're doing. They're buying the fundamentals of this crypto space in the background while they're telling you to not buy it. So if you're just trusting their words for it instead of looking at their actions, you're just going to be misguided. One of the most fun things about it is, for example, Alphabet, right? Alphabet is actually one of the biggest blockchain corporate investors out there. They're putting a huge amount of money towards this crypto industry. Take a look, for example. Between September 2021 and June 2022, Google invested a staggering $1.5 billion in blockchain technology. Asset manager BlackRock came in second with $1.17 billion, and Morgan Stanley rounded up the top three with $1.11 billion. It's kind of what it says right here, right? I want you guys to, for a second, just take a little bit of a look at Ripple's funds, for example, and where they came from. You can see back in 2013, nearly a decade ago, for example, Google Ventures put in a huge amount of money. What is huge, right? But I put in a good amount of money into a really just fresh startup at the time into Ripple because they already expected it to be at least something. It's kind of interesting to see, for example, how IDG Capital came in a couple of different times. It's just kind of funny to me, but all right. Again, guys, if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press that like button as it helps these videos out tremendously. And I don't think costs you anything, doesn't hurt you at all. Just help me out. I appreciate it a ton. Then let's take a look at this. Ripple to power remittances between Japan and Thailand via a new partnership. You know what's pretty crazy? I'm a pretty big Ripple/XRP fan. I cover the news almost every single day. I look into it every single day, yet I don't really remember exactly which lines were already there. And that's a pretty huge sign of growth from Ripple's side. If you think about it, a little while ago, I could have pointed out every single connection that Ripple was making. So, okay, they got themselves a new Mexican corridor, and they've lined up a connection so that people from, let's pick the Philippines, can now send to Mexico. But because there's another connection, people from Mexico can also send to, for example, Lithuania, pick a freaking country. because Ripple has been expanding like crazy, even though they're being sued by the SEC. It's starting to get harder and harder and harder to kind of figure out that little spider web of what connections Ripple already has, as they're growing like rapidly. But here it says that Thai people living over in Japan can now finally send money back in a really cheap, affordable, and nice manner. And apparently there's more than 47,000 in Japan. They'll be able to freely send yen to Thailand using ATMs, and in 1 second, they will be available for withdrawal in Thai baht there, which is just beautiful to kind of realize what they're changing through crypto. It's beautiful, or I guess partially through crypto, right? Just the whole problem that Ripple is fixing. I really, I guess, appreciate, or I think they're a good company, a good thing for the world. I can't say it differently. To kind of stay on the topic, here is how XRP took up 60% of the total volume on one of the largest Latin American crypto exchanges. You got to realize one thing as well. XRP is, as long as ODL keeps growing through Ripple, going to really be significantly big on exchanges. And honestly, I honestly think this. It could be so that within a couple of years, XRP could be the number one, number two in volume over every single crypto exchange, purely because of all the connections that Ripple has been making. And a lot of cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum are traded because they're speculated upon and people want to buy them, for example, just like that. But with XRP, these major banks, they're going to move, value through XRP. So they're going to buy XRP and sell XRP rapidly. Even though that might not increase the price necessarily, it's going to increase the volume like crazy. Just something I want you to realize. So the dominance of XRP on these crypto exchanges is also going to drastically increase as Ripple keeps setting up more corridors and keeps partnering up with more crypto exchanges to get this done. There is also a tiny little update in the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit. The SEC has filed its reply brief in further support of its objection to the Judge Ned Burns' orders, compelling the SEC to produce Hinman materials. So if you're wondering what this is about, long story short is the Ripple side asked the SEC to verify a couple of videos. The SEC side said, no, I don't want to do that. Ripple went through the judge to say, hey, let them verify these RFAs, or requests for admissions. And in that process, the judge said, fine, get them some materials. Right? SEC, come on, give Ripple what they want. But now the SEC is like, you know what, we kind of don't want that. So in that whole discussion now of we kind of don't want that, they filed a new reply after Ripple explained why they should obey the order. Take a look at what Fred said. He's a very famous lawyer in the lawsuit as well. Not within the lawsuit, but in the community. Haven't seen anyone clip this part yet. If you did, nice job. But I stopped reading at page 2 after I read the below. That's an eye roll from Jay Torres for show when she reads this. So, misleading characterizations and ignore statements unhelpful to their position. A careful review of the record shows that the SEC has never departed from its contention that the speech did not reflect the agency's position, but did reflect Director Hinman's personal views as the Director of Corporation Finance, and consequently, the views of the division he led. Let me read it again. A careful review of the record, which the SEC just did, shows that the SEC never went away from their idea that the speech did not reflect the agency's position, but did reflect Hinman's personal views. It gets kind of funny though. JV also shared this. The SEC starts out its argument by saying, we want to make our cake and eat it too, with ice cream on the side. Why? Well, take a look. Decisions and non-deliberations that reflect personal views of agency staff. Gets interesting here. But, as the SEC has explained, agency communications, like the speech, may reflect personal views and agency staff's views without reflecting agency positions. And in any event, the deliberative process privilege protects the personal views of agency staff deliberating over the agency's policies. If you guys all remember, maybe you don't, but it doesn't matter, I'm going to explain it to you. The SEC was earlier stating, no, we can't give you any access to anything around the speech because of the deliberative process privilege, which has to do with what I just read. Now they're trying to say, no, it's attorney-client privilege. They changed their story up. This newest reply from them is basically them doubling down on the exact same thing, which a little while ago, I believe it was like June 9th or July 9th? July 9th, I guess, right? The judge already looked through it exactly. She looked through it and said, I'm not sure what you're saying, but it's like a contradiction. I'm not going to fall for it. Now they're trying to do it again and again and again, saying, no, judge, we didn't. Just like, excuse me? I know you did, dumbass. It's getting even juicier because as far as I can read right here, oh wow, SEC blatantly tell the courts the judge got the law wrong. She ain't gonna be too happy about that one. They say here, objection, the orders did not, okay, so let's actually read. Defendants incorrectly assert that the SEC, quote, effectively concedes that Judge Nedburn got the law right, end quote. In fact, as the SEC explained in the objections, the orders did not get the law right. To the contrary, the order's central holding probably is just going to say that they got it wrong. Basically saying the judge got it wrong with her previous order. All I can say about the situation, though, is I'd like to get some clarity for Ripple. I'd like to see the SEC investigate it, like I say almost every single day. But hey, it's not happening yet. Maybe soon, though. If I'm being honest, the SEC should go after this stuff. Fake Manchester United token soars over 3,000% after Elon Musk joked that he's going to buy Manchester United. Go after those guys who make these literal scams meant to hurt people financially and take their money. Go after those guys. Not after Ripple, for example, which literally we can read is changing the freaking world. Look at what they're doing. If you're in Japan, or as a Thai person, want to send money home, they're making that cheaper for the people. I keep thinking, is this all a big scheme? Is this all a show? Are they not willing to let Ripple rise to the top because of some other sick reason? Is it just the SEC's misjudgment? Is it some personal view that they want to align with? Is it because they're biased to upheaval or whatever the word is, Ethereum, and then knock down XRP? Is it some power kink? It's hard to say. It really is. It's just really frustrating, I guess, to watch and to not understand exactly why the judge is not seeing through the charade. Why she's not instantly saying, yo, makes no sense. Let's get over it with it. But I guess, as I've already stated a couple of times, I think it's because she wants to make sure that the SEC cannot appeal this, that they cannot say that this was unfair, that they cannot discuss any other crypto lawsuits for the same reason that they went after Ripple. Because you got to remember, another crypto lawsuit was happening just now against another ICO that was done. But again, Ripple did not have an ICO. More stories for a different day. More stories for a different day. Just know all the banks are getting heavily into crypto. Here's, for example, JP Morgan predicted some huge success for Coinbase in the short term. And I just know so many companies are hoarding or getting into crypto while you're not seeing it just quite yet. These sheets and whatnot, they get made after things have already happened. They're investing in crypto, though. You cannot stop it. All you can do is sit from the sidelines and watch, or invest heavily as well. Not financial advice. Do everything you please on your own freaking time or whatever. But just know that they're not sitting still. Even though they might tell you they're not investing, yeah, a lot of these guys are because they see the potential in this tech. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it. But yeah, that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more crypto updates every single day. Press the like button and see you later.